most veteran player. This guy has been around as long as it takes. He's played every set.
Yeah,
this guy's gained
North
knowledge
American
out of
tournament
control.
that they put on.
Absolutely.
Was in it. I mean,
similar stuff from Pine. We see the same thing he's been using. It's his tournament set. I'm surprised I haven't seen any double boomerang. It's one of his favorites.
Yeah, default though. Default arms out of SirRosa here, and he's got that Thunderbird on the same side as the clapback. So yeah, he is looking to get around that.
Absolutely. A lot of his bird placements earlier were better. Did they played earlier? No.
I do not believe so.
I don't know.
Because one of them would have had to lose.
Yes, because they were both in losers.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Rosa went to losers after winners finals. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
yeah, no,
the bird came from. It was not a T-bird. It was a Phoenix. I recall. I think it was Dastardly. Either way, birds,
right.
as we can tell, they do work well against clapbacks. They get around and they have multiple angles. So it's a mix-up on where it's going to end up and where you're going to send it. And the crowd chanting.
The crowd is looking for the trampoline right now.
The trampoline is a great time. I would love to see it, but
I feel like it's not going to benefit either player right now. So
I'm unsure. Pine's play style, like you said, it's very passive-aggressive, almost like he pressures,
right,
but very safely.
Again, jumping right at him, hitting
the
that
Cobra
rush.
Classic. If you're blocking, they grab. If you break their grab, they rush.
Yep.
If you don't do anything, they're gonna rush you. But that freeze chain, almost got Pine in a good freeze chain. But Pine knows what he's doing. He makes all the right calls to get out of there. Backs up himself against the wall. Wow, Rosa maintains middle stage, but
gets caught with that popper and knocked down. So, I mean, I know we said that the trampoline being out wouldn't benefit either of them, but actually at this point it could benefit SirRosa's Twintelle being able to not have to worry about getting up in the face and having more than enough time to getting away from anything bouncing back from that clapback.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The popper is fast, but when you have distance, it's a lot easier to react to. I like to switch to the Hydra. Cobra, as we said, is very jump happy, and the Hydra is going to be able to...
Hydra's going to knock him down out of the air.
That vertical coverage is going to make Pine a little more afraid to jump. And the fact that when it's charged, it's 3 projectiles, you can only knock down a couple of them. Knocking down all of them would take the clapback, not the popper.
Yeah, but I mean, just looking at what SirRosa's looking at here is, I mean, you not only do you have to avoid the popper, you got to avoid the clapback, and then, God forbid, you got to avoid what's bouncing off the clapback.
Yes, if you hit that clapback, you are doing yourself dirty. You are hitting yourself. It's why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Catches him though with this rush.
Rosa's not hitting himself. He's hitting Pine. He hits him with the rush. Health is even, but Pine has the rush advantage.
Yeah, SirRosa doing a really good job getting around that clapback now. A lot more even.
He calls out that landing with the Hydra. Very nice. We'll see how he does because right now he's just sitting there in 2 aura.
He tries to get out of the way, but not enough time. 310.
Not enough health damage either. Rosa's still hanging on by a thread. We'll see what he can do.
He's moving in. He's moving in close.
You seen Pine?
Ooh, up and over.
Fortunately, Pine was in the air when that clip. No confirm for Rosa. It is now dead even almost. Last hit scenario.
For both players.
Rosa has the health lead, so if he times out these last 5 seconds without taking too much damage,
I mean,
he can take it.
And
I think he will. No, he rushes instead, still takes the round, decides to blow rush to ensure that he takes it. I'm not sure if I agree with that one. We talked about using rush to seal rounds. That one was a little misplaced. He didn't use it as defensively as he could have, but he definitely sealed the round. That's all that truly matters.
I think I mean, if anything, he definitely kept Pineapple from trying to close the distance.
Oh, yes. In those last seconds, Pineapple could not have grabbed, and that's really what he needed.
Right. But now Pineapple has rush right now.
Oh, yes.
And SirRosa's going to have
too far.
Figure out how to not get hit by it. And he certainly does this time around.
He definitely oars in the block, knows that Pine is looking to use that, and basically calls him out on it.
Yeah. Basically, anytime Pineapple is jumping towards you with rush, you better expect to block it.
Oh, and lands a rush of his own. 335 plus the 20 juggle. That's 355 damage. Pine is looking down the rebel gun right now. He is in the corner, quote-unquote, of Mausoleum. Basically does not have middle stage control. The trampoline's still not out, despite the crowd's commands.
Yeah, I mean, neither opponent, like I said, neither opponent's probably wanting it to get broken in the first place. But,
oh, yeah. And when the person in the middle has that middle ground, they're maintaining the advantage. You can tell here, Rosa had it, he kept Pine against the wall, and he was doing well, but now Pine has Rosa against the wall with middle advantage. Rushes, wow,
both players are going
block.
back and forth here.
Absolutely fantastic. This is game 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is game 1, and look at this. Both players are at identical health. He breaks the arm in the rush. He doesn't catch the end of it, and then Pineapplefreak
is
the first set here.
Clutch king. He makes every time he needs to make a play.
Yeah.
He makes that play. That arm break was so essential. It would nothing would have gone his way. That round would have been Rosa's if that arm did not break during that rush. It was not before. It was not after. It canceled that rush. That's nuts.
If you want to give, I mean, if you want a life lead against Pineapplefreak, and I mean, you can't sit back and just hope you're going to finish it off, because he's going to come back.
It's very hard to keep that health. He just reads you extremely well with that popper. His popper pressure is out of control. Absolutely. And that clapback just protects him so well that, like we said, Cobra's girth is nothing to mess with, especially because he's such a small, not small fighter, but his hurt box, especially in the air and when he's dashing, there's nothing to sneeze at.
If you noticed, in that last round, he marched forward into the middle there, took control of it, and then finished off the match.
I did notice he also put on a roaster instead of the boomerang. I'm unsure if he's even going to use them. He's probably in the
I
back
think in
of
his mind he was thinking about using it to knock down the Hydra.
That's a good way to put it, because
to at least eliminate the Hydra
every once in a while, because Hydra's definitely, like we said, they're good against Cobra because he's jump happy, but you can knock them down. Just because they're a triple projectile does not mean they're impossible to knock down. And I don't know, maybe he should be using it.
Gets that confirmed with the Thunderbird, but then gets grabbed right away afterwards.
And rush advantage going in SirRosalina's away. And he's sitting back in aura, but man, gets called out of it. Nice call out by Pine there.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
That clapback right in his face absorbs almost all of that rush and then gets knocked down on top of it.
Shield arms are so dangerous into rushing. Like, if you're rushing against a shield arm, you want to knock it down with your rush. You cannot rush through them, especially with glove rush. You're just going to whack yourself, just punch into it until you're tired.
I mean, a good player with that is good with shield is super scary. I mean, shields can leave you open to grabs and open to curving arms and stuff like that, but Pineapple here is just showing us that he's the master at the clapback right now.
He's doing so well with his clapback. He never sent again. Wow.
Just snuffs out that rush.
Like we said, you have to cancel, you have to deflect that clapback with your rush. If you rush into it, it's going to be a bad time, especially if you have two medium arms, maybe a heavy arm, but they still would clank, and you would lose. And like we saw,
Pineapple takes that first round.
1.
You know, that's twice now that SirRosa had a rush go right into that clapback. So I think going forward, he's going to want to have to confirm that rush.
Very, very similar to the Dastardly game, where in the first round of one of the games, he blew 2 of his rushes on you know, basically just those split-second calls are not the right ones. But Pineapple does not have that problem. He makes the right calls, like we saw with that arm break. He knows what he's doing. He's pressuring exactly how he wants to. These popper pokes are out of control.
Yeah, he's being so patient with this set too.
That's all popper. All that damage is popper. He's at half health. That's every hit was with popper.
Yeah, that clapback is just there to protect him, essentially, at this point. I mean, that clapback does a ton of damage, as you're seeing in this rush. 315 and the 20 to capitalize here.
I can't think of a single time that Rosa punched into the clapback and hit himself either. It's just to block his punches. He's yet to use it.
My gosh, again, blocks that rush. That's 3 times now that rush.
That's 3 times in this set already.
Wow, and a perfect. I did not even realize that was coming here.
Perfect coming out from Pineapple. That's a statement right there.
Yeah. Give Pineapple no health. Give Pineapple all his health. He's winning. I mean,
it does not matter. Like I said, I don't even know if he's looking at his health. He just knows that Popper can poke so well. As long as you are accurate and you are calling out their patterns, that Popper is just such a good poke tool, especially in the hands of someone who knows how to use it, and in the hands of someone who knows how to use that defensive arm that is the clapback to protect themselves so often. 3 rushes were canceled by that clapback, 3 of them, and now we see the mummy. The last card in his hand, like we saw with Chateau, Rosa's breaking out his mummy.
He's breaking out the mummy.
A Shrek color, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That certainly is a Shrek color.
It's Ogre. Let's see it.
Wait a minute. So
Wow.
So he's gonna use the
Maybe that's
megawatt
why
here.
maybe that's why he says Roaster in case that he switched to a heavy character.
That's true. I mean, this megawatt here can be used almost as a shield, except it's gonna bounce off that clapback. And Mummy being as big as he is, he's gonna pay for it. If he's not gonna be able to avoid these clapback deflects.
Yeah, that's the
as
first
much
time.
as he was with Twintelle.
That's the first time we saw SirRosalina hit himself with his own eye.
Yeah,
in this
and that's
whole
because
set.
he's got a massive character.
Absolutely. Huge arms, huge character. It's very hard to dodge. Your own punches, you're aiming them, and the next thing you know, they're coming right back at you. It's tragic.
Look at the strategy here. He's just marching forward directly into it, and I mean, they're like two bulldozers going at it right now.
Oh yes, an immovable force.
Yeah.
Means unstoppable.
Clapback.
Sorry. Yes, absolutely.
And
I forgot the saying at
answers
the
back with a
worst
rush
possible
here.
time. But this is honestly such an even match. Whether, wow, ooh, that clapback just comes out in time to block that megawatt. If he had gotten the confirm right there, it would have been over. I'm unsure about this ram. I know it's huge and it's very nice with
Oh my
large grip.
goodness!
Wow.
Oh, he ends it there
Never
with the
mind.
grab.
I opened my mouth way too soon. That chakra came in clutch right when he needed it to.
Exactly. I mean, we were worried about that megawatt bouncing off the clapback and hitting Mummy, and SirRosa brought the fight to him. I mean, literally, that was as close to fighting in a phone booth as you can get.
Oh,
These
man.
two were right in each other's faces.
Incredibly close. And that's how Mummy kind of wants it, especially with this ram. If he's too far, that ram's going to take so long to come back. And same with the Megaton. And just like we see that it's too long to come back, Pineapple can rush it and punish very well.
Pineapple had that grab, and he was able to bait it out and use the rush.
It's going to be so difficult to get this megawatt to connect. This clapback is so in the way.
SirRosa missed that rush and pays for it.
Amazing rush evasion. It's so hard to rush Cobra. Similar to Coil, their movement is just so fluid and slippery. It's so much harder to catch them in disadvantage.
And that megawatt is not doing him any favors with the speed of that rush.
Absolutely. It takes a while to get there. It does a good amount of damage, but that's why it's made to confirm into itself.
Exactly. You want to get that chakra to hit first on that rush.
Yes. Pine shows him up. Is that just shy of a perfect?
Yeah, just shy.
A couple chips, and basically made it impossible to get the perfect. But
Pineapple able to learn from that last one, and now SirRosa busting out the nade.
I like the nade, but he jumps. Ooh, I don't know about that
jump and
jump.
rush right into his
That
face.
was definitely not the move from Rosa. Jumping, basically letting himself not be able to block, even if his arm came back in time. But I do like this nade pick. It's going to be a lot easier to read his landings with the nade, I feel like. But that clapback keeps blocking everything that Rosa's sending. Look at that.
Yeah, right back at him. Rushes, though.
Nice fat damage. Does not. He does not end with the nade. That would have been an extra 90 damage there. He probably could have gotten 350. Oh, man. It
Might be a little too close here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was finding success being close before, but that was just a little too close. And Pineapple sealing it up here.
The difference before was that the megawatt would clank with the startup of the clapback, and they would sit there and box. They would clank, 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 clank until someone landed a hit. This time he did not have that heavy arm to contest. The clapback just ate everything when he was that close.
And Pineapple figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
And this is going to be 3 matches in a row.
Seriously.
For Pineapple.
And another 3-0. That's another 3-0.